Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shuvah, the Sabbath of return. The Sabbath that falls in between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippurim. Page 125. Where has this week vanished? Where has this year vanished? Is it lost forever? Will I ever recover anything from it? The joy of life, the unexpected victory, the realized hope, the task accomplished. Will I ever be able to banish the memory of pain, the sting of defeat, the heaviness of boredom? On this day, let me keep for a while what must drift away. On this day, let me be free of the burdens that must return. On this day, Shabbat abide. Help me to withdraw for a while from the flight of time, contain the retreat of the hours and days from the grasp of frantic life. Let me learn to pause. If only for this day. Let me find peace on this day. Let me enter into a quiet world this day. On this day, Shabbat abide. I believe that the days of awe do much for us. And each one of us, I am sure, are contemplating the meaning and the power of Yamim HaNoraim for us, the responsibility that we take for who we are, where we have been, where we are, and where we are going. And at the same time, the days of awe enable us to understand and appreciate the gift of what we have here in our congregation, Congregation Emmanuel of the Hudson Valley. Hinei ma tov uman na'im. 128, how good, how pleasant that we, notwithstanding COVID, as a community, dwell together.
Manayim, Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hinei ma tov Manayim, Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hinei ma tov, Hinei ma tov. Lai 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 lai. Hinei ma tov, Hinei ma tov. La 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 la. Hinei ma tovu manaim. Hinei ma tovu manaim. Hinei ma tovu manaim. Hinei ma tov. Hinei ma tov.
And take a breath for this gift of Shabbos. Allow yourself to touch the most honest place within you, a sense of opening to intimacy, to integrity, to love, all of the things we aspire to that shape our soul. 129, Dodi Li. Dodi Li va'ani lo haroeh b'shoshani Dodi Li mizot olam min ha-midbar mizot olam min ha-midbar Dodi Li va'ani lo haroeh b'shoshanim Dodi Li mikuteret mor ulevona Dodi Dodi va'ani lo haroeh b'shoshanim Dodi And as we turn to page 138, it goes without saying, but I will say it, that on Shabbat Shuvah, we of course read from our regular Siddur that you can find in PDF form on our live stream website. As we turn to page 138, and we pray Lecha Dodi, paragraphs 1 and 2, 5 and 9. As I was driving over to synagogue this evening and I crossed the Rhinecliff Bridge, an orange, brilliant, fiery sun was setting into the folds of the mountain, and I was reminded on this Erev Shabbat, on this Kabbalat Shabbat, of those moments being in Tzfat and imagining the Kabbalists going out to receive the sunset, the Sabbath bride. Lecha Dodi lekrat kala b'nei Shabbat lekabela Lecha Dodi lekrat kala b'nei Shabbat lekabela Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad Yishmiyanu el hamiyochad Adonai echad u'shmo echad L'shem u'tiferet v'litfilah Lecha Dodi lekrat kala b'nei Shabbat lekabela Lecha Dodi lekrat kala b'nei Shabbat lekabela Lekrat Shabbat lechud lecha ki lekor ha'bracha Rosh mikdem lesucha Sof ma'aseh b'machshava tefila Lecha Dodi lekrat kala b'nei Shabbat
הדודי לקראת כלה בני שבת לקבלה.
Paragraph 5.
התעוררי, התעוררי, כי בעורף אורי אורי, אורי אורי, שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה בני שבת לקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה בני שבת לקבלה. בואי בשלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצוהלה, תוך אמוני סגולה. בואי כלה, בואי כלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה בני שבת לקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה בני שבת לקבלה. בני שבת לקבלה.
142. Shalom Aleichem. And so we understand that ordinary people can be messengers of the Most High. On this Shabbat Eve, we honor the essential workers who have been tending to the over 7 million Americans who have been diagnosed with COVID. These nurses, Marie Delaparte, Christina Dubois, Teresa Eggers, Lindsay Miller, Jay Mountier, Cindy Pomerantz, Helen Powers, Joni Savego, Lucinda Siegel, Christina Snell, Ashley Wallace, Ben Wilder, Elisa Williams. These doctors, Linda Brandon, Amy Cagiula, Joe Cohn, Shani David, Elliot Dresnick, Lee Gerson Friedman, Nicholas Friedman, Stephen Grossman, Ilan Haley, Jan Hoyt, Steve Kaplan, Howard Leifer, Liz Levine, Aaron Daniel Levitt, Elle Levitt, Noah Alexander Levitt, Richard Levy, Matthew Lordy, Hannah Mittenberg, Wendy Parrish, Stephen Schwartz, Andrew Yanofsky, Martin Krakauer, Jody Sumber. These healthcare professionals, Yisrael Aga, Jenny Bryant, Dara Clausen, Bar Levi Romer, Catherine Monsky, Joseph Schwendeman, Amy Skorka, Maureen Terranova, Jaron Whittam. These first responders, Ryan Coletti, Mark Donchek, Steve Fleischer, Don Hughes, Karen Leader, Abe Markovitz, Anthony Schleuderer, Russell Seymour. These educational professionals, Cindy Binney, Carol Levine Brenner, Carolyn Cernitsky, Lauren DePola, Molly Levine Hunt, Jim Hunt, Tammy Logan, Joanne Miller, Tracy Pollock, Cameron Rabb, Lauren Rose, Sue Worthman, Karen Zrake, Brett Zuckerman. These social workers and mental health professionals, Andrew Binney, Charlie DeGeorge, Anastasia Duval-Yonetti, Jenna Lee Fish, Dara Heinlein, Deb Jones, Stephen Kahn, Lauren Petties, Julie Stein-Mikowski, Sherry Tessler. These grocery staff professionals, Jill Smith, Mike Becker, Matthew Wilder. These technicians, electricians, Mike Brewer, Brian Lestrange. We never know when an angel of the divine walks among us. We are filled with gratitude.
Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaSharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Boachem L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Baruchuni L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Tzidchem L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaSharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Continuing in our Shabbos Siddur, our Shabbos prayer book, as we turn to page 144, you will notice that on Shabbat Shuvah it is traditional to maintain high holiday melodies that remind us exactly where we are and how we need to proceed.
Yitkadov, Yitkadash, Shmei Rabbah.
Amen.
V'yamad yivrach Yerutei, v'yamlich malchutei. B'chayechon, uvyomechon, uv'chayetecha beit Yisrael. Bagala, uvizman kariv, v'meru. Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah mevorach, leolam ulalmei Omaya, Yitbarach, Yitbarach, V'yishtabach, V'yitpa'ar, V'yitroman, V'yitnaseh, V'yitador, V'yitaleh, V'yitalal, Shemit Kudeshah,
B'richu
Le'ela u'le'ela, Min kol birchata v'shirata, Tushbechata v'nechemata, Damira v'alma v'imru. Amen.
146. Teach me, O source, a blessing, a prayer on the mystery of a withered leaf, unripened fruit so fair, calling one another into formal worship on Shabbat Shuvah.
Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamavot le'olam va'ed.
150 Shabbos is the opportunity to center ourselves with unconditional love, love that we know from a parent, love that we know from the source of creation. 150 Ahavat Olam.
Ahavat olam Beit Yisrael Amcha Avta Amcha Avta Torah u'mitzvot Chukim u'mishpatim Otanu limadeta Ken Adonai Eloheinu b'shokvenu V'kumenu nasiach b'chukecha V'nismach b'divrei toratecha U'b'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed Ki heim chayenu Ve'orech yameinu Uvahem nege yomam v'layla Nege yomam v'layla Ve'ahavatcha al tasir Mimenu le'olamim Baruch ata Adonai Ohev amo Yisrael Ohev amo Yisrael
152
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed.
the love that we each bring to the world. Ve'ahavta 154.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha
ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך
והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
159 at the bottom of the page. Each and every year, on the days of awe, each and every Shabbat, we look at our character, our values. We ask ourselves how we are doing, and we make adjustments in the places that we have fallen short. Geulah, salvation, is the Jews' victory over human limitations, ignorance, or insensitivity. It is the conquest of sinfulness, of the evils resident within the self, pride, selfishness, narcissism, hate, cynicism, the deliberate rejection of goodness, of justice, of peace, of truth. With these words, so we aspire to the prayer of Miriam and Moses when they knew the divine healing in their lives. 158.
Mi chamocha ba'ilim Adonai, mi kamocha nedavar b'kodesh, nora tehilot osef ele malchutecha ra'u vanecha bokei lifnei Moshe uMiriam ze'eli anu ve'amru Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed.
161. Give us a place to rest. HaShekhinah, our source. Bring us into shelter in the soft, long evening shadows of your truth. For with you are true protection and safety. In your divine presence are acceptance and gentle love. Ushmor tzetenu uvo'enu l'chaim u'l'shalom. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Spread over us your shelter of peace, over all we love, over our Yerushalayim and yours.
Yeah. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Hashkiveinu, Adonai Eloheinu. Hashkiveinu, l'shalom. Ve'ahamidenu, shomreinu l'chaim. Ufros aleinu, sukat shlomecha. Hashkiveinu, Adonai Eloheinu. Hashkiveinu, l'shalom. Let there be love and understanding among and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms.
164. Standing together for Tfilat Amidah.
Adonai tiftach ufi ya'id tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. La-la-lai, ya-la-lai, la-lai, ya-la-lai, ya-la-lai, ya-la-lai,
"167 Avot, some perished by fire, some by water, some crossed the sea or watered the desert. Some starved all week to make a Shabbat feast. Some were left childless until old age. Some lifted their chins beneath a father's knife. Those who came before us gave everything so that we, generations later, could glorify you. And despite the dangers, with your protection, some did survive and even flourished. Some reaped in joy, were spared the knife, were granted children. We are their inheritors, O source, and we know how rare is our good fortune to be born to such hard-won treasures. A great responsibility is ours and yours as well. And if you do not sustain us, as you did Abraham and Sarah, Rebekah and Isaac, Rachel, Leah and Jacob, then who will sing your praises? Who will lift their chins as we do now to sanctify your name? Zochreinu lechaim. Remember us for life, O sovereign who delights in life.
Zochreinu lechaim, melech hafetz b'chaim, v'chotmenu b'sefer ha'chaim, lemancha Elohim chaim, malach ozer u'mashiach u'magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah.
Amen. Each of us finding the stillness to give voice to our own prayer. The traditional tefillah continues through page 180. Yehiyu l'ratzon imrei fi. May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable to you, HaShekhinah, my tzur, and my Shekhinah. 178, as we have included all of the additions for Shabbat Shuvah in our Amidah and will again tomorrow morning. So we ask in the Book of Life, blessing, peace, and prosperity. May we be remembered and inscribed by you.
Lai, 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 lai. Sefer Chaim v'racha v'shalom u'farnasa tova nizacher v'nikatev lefanecha anachnu v'chol amcha beit Yisrael l'chaim tovim u'shalom Baruch atah Adonai oseh hashalom.
Amen. Alex will be presenting Amisha Berach, written and arranged by Lisa Levine. For those who would like to indulge in Amisha Berach prayer, page 371, and I do believe that the actual words for the Lisa Levine can be found on our website, together with the live stream options. At this time, I ask that prayers for healing go out to these members of our community, family, and friends: Avel Ben Rachel David, Craig Albelli, Miles Brackman, Daniel Jules Brenner, Anna Cohen Klein, Audrey Cohen, Barbara Cohen, Adele Corvin, Tyler Corvin, Luis Costello, John Gaudier, Jeff Gold, Stephen Gutterman, Judy Jacobs, Seth Kerr, Claude Schleuderer, Robin Stone, Ellen Bogolov, Ben Wilder, Tommy Albelli, Tommy Anderson, Todd Albelli, Tommy Anderson, Deborah Brenner, Joe Calley, Michael Corvin, Vanessa Durant, Steve Fine, Marvin Feldman, Cheryl Fitzsimmons, Barbara Gallagher, Francine Glasser, Mark Greenberg, Marcia Hamburg, Valerie Henderson, Danny Joseph, Heather Kedar, Marty Cantor, Anita Cantor, Heather Kite, Jill Levy Corley, Charlie Lippman, Naomi Laurie, David Mallon, Danielle Mass, Sandy Mell, Joan Moore, Ann Murkoff, Marshall Nadan, Catherine Nicholson, Nevaeh Nuzzi, Steve Perlmutter, Antoinette Phelan, Lillian Rich Schuster, Dave Rosenthal, Evie Rosenthal, Kyle Rothgeb, Barbara Salberg, Henry Sanderson, Shirley Schneider, Deborah Sears, Phil Searles, Sloan Shortley, Michelle Simon, Charles Slutsky, Elaine Trott, Mark Trott, Nancy Walsh, Sandy Weiner, Karen Wilder, Mac Williams, Scott Simbler.
Me sheberach avotinu Avraham, Yitzchak, v'Yaakov. Mi sheberach imotinu Sarah, Rivka, Leah, v'Rachel. May the one who blessed our mothers, may the one who blessed our fathers, hear our prayer,
Hear our prayer.
hear our prayer,
Hear our prayer. Hear our prayer. Hear our prayer.
and bless us as well. Bless us with the power of your healing. Bless us with the power of your hope. May our hearts be filled with understanding and strengthened by the power of your love. Bless us with the vision for tomorrow. Help us to reach out to those in pain. May the warmth of friendship ease our sorrow. Give us courage, give us faith, show us the way. Mi sheberach avotinu, mi sheberach imotinu. Hear our prayer, hear our prayer,
Hear our prayer. Hear our prayer.
and bless us as well.
This week's portion is Ha'azinu, and it sets us up for the conclusion of the Torah. We are charged with the responsibility of deep listening. Ha'azinu, with heaven and earth as our edim, our witness. Ha'azinu is the second to last portion in the book of Deuteronomy and, of course, in the entire recitation of the Torah. The final portion, V'zot habracha, with which we conclude the entire year's cycle, we will be reading during the week of October 11th, but not on Shabbat. On Shabbat of October 12th, we will begin the cycle of this New Year's reading, Bereshit. So because we will not have an opportunity to study V'zot HaTorah together, and that I am teaching Ha'azinu tomorrow morning as we celebrate by reading Torah and discussing its meaning, I am going to focus my attention this evening on the final portion, V'zot HaBracha. As I composed my thoughts this morning for tonight's teaching, the Honorable Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg of blessed memory was brought to Statuary Hall, where she became the first woman and the first Jew to lie in state in the Capitol. One woman prior to Justice Ginsburg, a civilian with a moral compass, the strongest that there is, a civil rights leader, Rosa Parks, previously lied in honor in the U.S. Capitol Rotunda, but Justice Ginsburg is the first woman and the first Jew to lie in state. On Erev Rosh Hashanah, Ruth Bader Ginsburg lost her hold on life. As I said to you on Rosh Hashanah, our tradition teaches that if the source of creation calls you home on the new year, on Rosh Hashanah, it is an indication that you are a tzaddik, a righteous individual. V'zot habracha. And this is the blessing. Moses, Ish ha-Elohim, a man of God, bestowed a blessing upon the people before his death. And in his blessing, he names the Torah Eish Dot. Eish, fire, Dot, law. Law as a flame that gives us clarity and vision, that enlightens us and empowers us, but law that must also be protected. Moses in V'zot HaBracha speaks of Moreshet Kihilat Yaakov, Moreshet, the heritage of the congregation of Jacob, the heritage of the entire people. Ruth Bader Ginsburg lived her life with bold courage, resilience, and fight, and as a bastion of justice. She always fought with integrity, decency, and respect without ever compromising her core values. She fought for women's rights, civil rights, workers' rights, and human rights. Ruth Bader Ginsburg changed America for the better. She advocated for us to live up to our most fundamental values and our aspirations for justice. The rabbi who eulogized her today reminded the community, tzedek, tzedek tirdof, justice, justice, you will surely preserve justice, justice. Spoken twice to express the urgency, to express how fragile the justice is, how imperative it is that we stand up for justice, for equality, and for equity. Ruth Bader Ginsburg, she spoke up for justice. She was a woman and a Jew. She was Ishat HaElohim, a woman of the highest source of the sacred. V'zot HaBracha, our parasha that ends the recitation of the Torah for this year. Moses issues the words of blessing before his death. And we, the people, are asked to live accordingly. Justice Ginsburg, she lived her life for justice, and she spoke her blessing at the end of her life to her granddaughter, Clara Spira, moments before she died on Friday. And I quote Clara, who emphatically quoted her grandmother's words. "My most fervent wish is that I will not be replaced until a new president is installed." And I believe that it would be the appropriate, the decent, and the just thing to do, not only out of deference and respect for Justice Ginsburg, Zichrona Levracha, but specifically because the Senate and the senators, in refusing to even consider a Supreme Court justice nomination back in 2016 of Merrick Garland, the nominee of President Barack Obama, more than 7 months prior to the election to succeed Justice Scalia, who died more than 8 months prior to the election. The Senate and the senators set a precedent. They set an expectation and they made a commitment to not fill a Supreme Court appointment in any election year. Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg died barely 5.5 weeks before Election Day. 5.5 weeks, not 8 months. 5.5 weeks before Election Day, when early voting was already underway. I am calling on the leaders of this nation to do the right thing, to do the ethical thing, to do the just thing. This week's portion ends with Moses' death in Deuteronomy 34:5. And the peaceful transfer of leadership to Yehoshua ben Nun, Joshua. I am inspired and profoundly moved by the wisdom of the Torah, which understands the vital importance of the peaceful transference of power from leader Moses to leader Joshua. This is no less profound and central to the integrity of democracy, of a free society, and the backbone of the Constitution of the United States of America. Even in Torah, we understood that leaders are neither kings, nor dictators, nor autocrats. Being Ish HaElohim, as Moses was not a right of royalty or autocracy, but it meant rather that as Ish HaElohim, the leader is just in their striving to be the most righteous, the aspiration for honesty and integrity. Moses dies, but our legacy is bigger than one leader. It is you, the Jewish people, that are entrusted to carry on the legacy of Moses. No, the legacy of the source. And so it follows, it is the American people who should be heard in determining Who will fill the vacancy of the Supreme Court in a hotly contested and divided election season? And it is the American people and American institutions that must be entrusted through the ballot and by the Constitution in selecting the next president of the United States, who will further justice, honesty, decency, and the aspirations and values of the democracy of the United States of America. Tzedek, tzedek, tirdov. I am begging you. I am reminding you of your responsibility. It's not just for you or your comfort or your pocketbook. It is to honor those upon whose shoulders we stand today and more, to provide for and protect our children, our grandchildren, our great-grandchildren, and future generations of this country. V'zot habracha, and this is the blessing. $587, this is the aspirational part of the service. As we face Jerusalem for the third time today, we aspire to be better. We aspire to be whole. We aspire to be Anshe Elohim, people of the Sacred One.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שהוא שם חלקנו לייחד את שמו, וגור עלינו להמליך מלכותו. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא.
591.
ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
So a moment of announcements. Tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., Tat Shabbat, I will be here looking to engage with all of our little ones, elementary school age children, especially during this year of COVID. Our CEHV Connect includes these opportunities of fun, wonderful Shabbos learning with Tat Shabbat. Please join me at 9 a.m. with our 10 a.m. minyan to follow and the Sabbath reading of Ha'azinu. Sunday, starting at 10 a.m., our sukkah will be a sukkah raising built on the front lawn. This is an annual mitzvah led by Mark Trott. It will look a little different than past holidays, as this year we're building a smaller sukkah, smaller than usual, that is, acknowledging that we will not be dwelling in it together, but it will be up. So individuals who do not have their own sukkah can come here during the week and sit and celebrate in the sukkah. Sunday evening at 6:45 p.m., our live stream will start here, and Kol Nidre service will begin promptly at 7 p.m., followed by our full Erev Yom Kippur service. Sunday evening, our service begins at 6:45. Kol Nidre will be prayed at 7, and our Erev Yom Kippur service will follow. Monday morning, Yom Kippur morning service begins here on live stream at 10 a.m. Also beginning at 10 a.m., our Samara Gilman will lead a children's high holiday activity via Zoom. It's geared for toddlers to early elementary age. Please look at our website for all of the Zoom opportunities, meditation, dialogue with the rabbi that will continue throughout the day into Yizkor and Mincha and Nila here with Alex and myself. Our weekly Zoom, Chai with the rabbi, meditation and Torah study and Hebrew trope. So let me make this clear. So let me go back again. There will be no classes on Tuesday and Wednesday of this coming week following Yom Kippur. I will, however, resume classes beginning on Thursday. So if you are in classes that meet on Thursday, I will be with you. If you are in classes on Tuesday or Wednesday, those classes will not be meeting to give me a moment to catch my breath after Yom Kippur before we indulge and jump back into Sukkot. Yizkor and the Book of Life Yizkor and the Book of Life submissions will be read during Yom Kippur's Yizkor service. Any names that were submitted following the deadline will be included in our bulletin issue. We are so grateful to all of you who are sustaining the community through your generosity, through tzedakah, and of course through Yizkor and the Book of Life, as well as sustaining the beloved memories of your loved ones. Our annual congregation high holiday food drive is now. Drop-off days are 3 days after Yom Kippur, September 29th, 30th, and October 1st. Please drop off all the food bags in the high holiday food drive box by the temple's entranceway. People's Place needs our help. Please, let's get close to 100% participation of this congregation. Let's show our community that every person and family in our Kingston community is cared for by this congregation. No one needs to go hungry this season. There is a social action call for volunteers for People's Place, especially on Tuesday mornings from 8:30 to 11. All COVID distancing, masks, and safety precautions are being taken. Contact our office or People's Place to get involved. Next Friday evening, October 2nd, Sukkot Festival service will be streamed with Alex and myself in my home sukkah. So if you want a peek of my home sukkah, imagine that you'll be visiting with us Friday evening and again Saturday morning. Get your dinner, get yourself comfy in your home or outside with your live stream and join us in the virtual sukkah next Friday and Saturday. This is really important. The annual Fall Gala is coming up on November 7th at 7 p.m. It's a virtual fundraiser honoring Dave and Evie Rosenthal. It will be an exceptional affair for an exceptional couple who have dedicated so many decades of their lives to this community. It's our chance to honor them, give back to them, and to sustain Congregation Emmanuel. Our new solar energy fundraising campaign is underway. It's a saving program for you and your household. You will save money. It will save the earth. And there is a percentage that comes back to Congregation Emmanuel for the privilege of doing the right thing. If you would like to honor an essential worker on regular Shabbatot going forward, please reach out to the main office. Our building remains closed, but we are here for you by phone or email, so keep reaching out. For more on our holiday programming and especially the high holidays, please go to our website, cehv.org. Go to the High Holiday window, go to the High Holiday schedule. There you will find links to all of our offerings, as well as our High Holiday Machzor, our High Holiday prayer book. For Ruth Bader Ginsburg, I offer this prayer. For those family members, members of our congregation, and loved ones and friends of members of our congregation, those who have recently died: Jerome Pill, Suzanne Binney, Larry Rear. Those families who are in their shloshim, we are with you, and all of the families that I am holding here who are in their shana, their year of grief, we are with you. And this evening and this Shabbat, we hold the names of loved ones who died in this season in years past, whose yahrzeits are being observed this Shabbat. Hyman Cohen, remembered by Mitchell Cohen, William Cohen, Joanne Ettinson McDermott, remembered by Justin Andy McDermott, and Mike McDermott. Jacob Forst, Abraham Goldfarb, Saul Goldfarb, Jane Weber Halprin, remembered by Andrew Halprin, Gary Honig, Florence Klein, Betty Monashevsky, remembered by Harold Monashevsky, Kitty Schlaffenberg, Anna Trask, remembered by Stephen Trask, Sidney Wolf, Bruce Baruch Wynn, remembered by Reba Lindsay, Dirk Zimmer, remembered by Melanie Hall. There are stars up above. So far away, we only see their light long, long after the star itself is gone. And so it is with the people that we loved and the people who inspired us to be better. Their memories keep shining ever brightly. Though their time with us is done, the stars that light up the darkest night, these are the lights that guide us as we live our days. These are the ways we remember. Kaddish Yatom 598. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah v'alma divrach irutei v'yamlich malchutei v'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayedecho beit Yisrael ba'agala uv'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei Shmei Rabba Mevorach Le'olam Ulalmei Olmaya. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו לעילה ולעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דאמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיא וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל בני אדם ואמרו amen. I believe that next year can be better than this past year. 652 Bashana Haba'a. Gemar Chatima Tova. May your inscription be one of fullness, of blessings, of joy, of life.
בשנה הבאה נשב על המרפסת ונזמור ציפורים נודדות. ילדים בחופשה ישחקו תופסת בין הבית לבין השדות. או תראה כמה טוב יהיה בשנה הבאה. או תראה כמה טוב יהיה בשנה הבאה. ענבים אדומים יבשילו עד הערב ויוגשו צוננים לשולחן ורוחות אדומים ייסעו עליהם הדרך עיתונים ישנים כענן. או תראה כמה טוב יהיה בשנה הבאה. או תראה כמה טוב יהיה בשנה הבאה. בשנה הבאה נפרוס כפות ידיים מול האור הניגר הלבן. ענפה לבנה תפרוס באור כנפיים והשמש תזרח בתוכן. או תראה כמה טוב יהיה בשנה הבאה. או תראה כמה טוב יהיה בשנה הבאה. Shabbat Shalom, Shana Tova ומתוקה, גמר חתימה וטובה. אמן.